In most cases where there is litigation involving the legal ownership of a piece of real estate or rights to that real estate, you'll see a document recorded at the beginning of the proceedings at the Registry of Deeds, which is called a Lis Pendens. And essentially what this document does is put the world on notice that there's litigation involving that piece of real estate, and that anybody who gets an interest or right to that real estate during that time, during the pending litigation, they will be subject to the decision of the court um, after the matter goes to trial. So there's a number of different scenarios where a Lis Pendens may come into play, but the most common would be in the typical purchase and sale agreement where you have a seller selling a house and a buyer who's trying to buy the house, and the seller breaches the contract. In other words, the seller walks away from the deal. The buyer will file a lawsuit asking the court to enforce the contract and force the seller to sell the property to the buyer. And what will happen is the buyer will file his complaint, and then after the complaint's been filed, very soon after, maybe the same day, he'll ask the court for a Lis Pendens to record at the Registry of Deeds. And if the claim seems viable, if it's a credible legal claim that the buyer is raising, then the court will issue it. And the seller or the opposing side will be able to challenge it after the fact. But the court will, in most cases, if it's a strong claim or a decent claim, issue the Lis Pendens. All right, so it's technically not a lien on real estate, but it does affect the ownership of real estate. And if you're looking at a property and there is a Lis Pendens on record, you should inquire about the underlying lawsuit that gave rise to that Lis Pendens. And you should want that resolved before you purchase the property.